If you're like me, you might have heard people say that you need a work-life balance in your life. And now maybe this was your dad or your family, or maybe, you've been browsing on YouTube and your favorite influencer has told you that you need a work-life balance. Now, I am of the opinion that a work-life balance is a scam. I think when people say, oh, you don't have a work-life balance, what they're saying is, oh, you work a lot and you work hard. It's a cop-out answer. It's a cop-out answer to say, oh, I need a work-life balance, because you don't need a work-life balance. You need to work, make work kind of the focal point of your life, and then sprinkle everything in, like time with your family, time with your girlfriend, time for your hobbies. Work should be the number one thing, and that goes for health as well. When I say, work hard, I'm saying like stay on track with your diet. Go to the gym. When people often, I hear people say, oh, you need a work-life balance. What are they doing when they're not working? They're being lazy. They're playing video games. They're going out to eat. They're like gooning. Like, it's a waste of time. And to me, it's just a cop-out answer of that you just admit you don't want to work. You're not able to work that hard. That's what it says to me when someone says, oh, I need a work-life balance. Oh, that's, to me, you're saying, oh, I need a cop-out answer to basically not work and be lazy because, mental health. I think if you're a man watching this, it is your duty as a man to get done in the day, in the week, in the month, what you need to do, and you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. Get done what you need to do, regardless of how you feel. It is that simple. If I could give one piece of advice to people my age, now I'm living it right now. Right now I'm working 60, 70 hours a week. I do landscaping out in the heat, mowing, building retaining walls, carrying bricks, just hard, intensive labor, using a chainsaw, cutting down trees, transporting materials, bricks, stones, dirt, wheelbarrows of stuff. And I'm already working more than 90% of people in terms of the actual amount of hours I'm working per day, per week. I'm probably working more than, most adults, and I'm 19 years old. Like this week or this month, I'm going to be pulling in quite a large sum of money. That's going to help me financially with my bills, with the amount of food I want to get, with paying everything, with my stress. And that's all due to me not having a work-life balance, like you might assume. When I say, that work-life balance maybe isn't as important as some might say, what I'm saying is, I think the only reason one could say I need a work-life balance, and the reason people say that, is for their mental health. Like, it's generally looked at as bad if, I guess, you're a workaholic, which basically just means you're a hard worker. And I just don't get it, Working hard, I just can never see as a bad thing. You're just doing what people say to do in college. If you think of like the average college, like frat bro, like what is he doing on the day-to-day? Try and do like the opposite of that, because you're young, you get to build out your future at a young age. And honestly, your energy is gonna go down like this as you age. Your testosterone is gonna go down like this as you age, most likely. Most people, that's how it goes. So why would you not take advantage of this opportunity and do some landscaping like I do, which is, it's gonna get you jacked and shredded, even if you're not hitting the gym that much. But whatever it is, you don't need a work-life balance. You need to work, and you, as a man, need to do what you need to do, no matter how you feel. If I were to ask anyone on the street, hey dude, like, what do you think it takes to get a six-pack, get shredded, and look good? They probably, have a generally good idea, or, the most basic understanding of what they need to do. They probably know they need to go to the gym, right? They probably know they need to eat good foods. This is just stuff people know, like general, I guess, logic and just basic understanding. And, you know, if I were to ask someone, like, what do you need to do to grow your business? They probably know what they should do. So I guess what I'm saying is, you watching this video, you know what you should be doing. For whatever your goal is, you know what you should be doing. The only thing stopping you from really achieving that and getting, you know, the health that you want, the physique you want, is implementing what you need to do over and over. And it's usually yourself that gets in the way. You know, it's your emotions, it's your mental health days, it's your basically your mindset, and that you think you need to just take time off because, oh, you know, I need my mental health day. Like, shut up, bro. Do what you know you need to do. I don't care what your emotions are. I don't care if you're sad doing it. I don't care if you're mad doing it. Get the work done that you need to do, because otherwise you're not going to see results. And you're not a man at that point. You're just a toddler who makes decisions based off of his emotions. And, you know, it's not like I'm perfect either. I'm obviously still working on it. My infancy, you know, with my business and with honestly, my physique. I have a long way to go with my bank account. Like, I got a long way to go, but you will not see me slacking off very often at all. I'm working 70 hours a week while doing, you know, while going to the gym, while maxing out my physique and my testosterone. And I make sure I have time for my girlfriend, my family, my friends. I have a life. It's just that work is in the center. My passion, you know, my career, my passion for health, all of that is the focal point. And I'm able to spread everything kind of around it to fit that piece of the pie. And you do not need a work-life balance. You will start to love work. Like, I promise you, if you're a man, you have this innate drive to just work as hard as possible. You just do, as a man. It's something about the testosterone. It's something about the way God wanted us to be. We just are we're workers. You know, we're the worker bees. We get things done and we provide. And that's what men are built to do. And so, oh, I need a work-life balance. That's girly, bro. Come on, that's feminine. You do not need a work-life balance. Just do what you know you need to do. Go to the gym every day. My point in saying this is, if your work-life balance is basically a cop-out to take a day to play some video games or sit on the couch and watch TV, that's bad. Now, if you're working 80 hours a week or 70 hours a week, you take one day off to spend time with your family, that's fine. That's all good. It makes sense. It's just that you need to be weaponizing your time. You know, every hour of the day, no matter what you're doing. If I'm, you know, I'm here eating at my apartment before I go back to work. Guess what I'm doing in between? I'm eating, then I'm recording this video because I'm weaponizing my time. I'm using time to my advantage. If you're young like me, you don't have the skills built up, then time is your number one friend. Because time, you spend a lot of time doing something, that's how you make the money. You don't quite have the skills yet. Like, I don't quite have the skills yet, but I have the time, and I schedule out my time, you know, every single day, and I just work my ass off. And, you know, I'm still in my infancy, right? But I know it's gonna take off because of how hard I'm willing to work. And the same thing can happen with your physique. If you're watching this and you're a man, you know, and you wanna look good, or you just wanna grow your business, or you just wanna level up in life at all, I don't care how old you are, what age you are, this is my advice to you. From a total stranger, from man to man, as a man, the only thing you need to be doing, it's so simple to level up. Do the things that you know you need to do to achieve your goal, regardless of how you feel, and never stop. And to add on to that, fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the inputs every day, and fall out of love with the outputs. That's how you really see success. The money will chase you instead of you chasing the money. And the physique will chase you. You focus on the inputs of going to the gym and eating, the physique and the girls and the confidence and everything you want will just start to naturally gravitate towards you and follow you. And so if that's what you want, I laid out the blueprint. You know, do what you know you need to do, regardless of how you feel. And that's how you become successful in anything you do in life. If you're a man, if you're a woman too, I guess, you know, whoever's watching this, just know that. Biggest piece of advice that I'm following, you know, myself, and even though I'm young in my account and I don't have many followers, I know it'll take off because I'm willing to put in the work. If you are fat, you're skinny, you have no muscle, you can know without a doubt you will have a crazy transformation. 100%. Like, that is guaranteed. If you are willing to put in the work and do what you know you need to do, regardless of how you feel, and never quit. Peace and love.